Portland, Oregon. Bridge City, Rose City, Stumptown, PDX. Whatever you want to call it, there are few cities with as strong of a personality as Portland, Oregon. It's a city that spends most of its year covered in clouds and rain, and it's no wonder that books and coffee are such a huge part of this city's culture. When the summer months come, the waterfalls fill, the mountains turn green, and Portland becomes alive in a new way. And no matter the season, there are a few constants in this city. Wonderful food, quality coffee, beautiful public spaces, plenty of books to get lost in, and some of the quirkiest neighborhoods and folks in the country. Welcome to Portland, Oregon.
Greetings from Portland, Oregon. If you are an OG Chris and Sarah watcher, you know that Portland, Oregon was our second city we ever featured on YouTube. I'm gonna ask you guys to please not go back and watch that video because it's really bad. Caffeine. But we're back in Portland 4 years later, and we're gonna try to do the city justice. That's gonna be really hard because we only have like 36 hours to film in this city. We have a lot to do, so we're just gonna go.
His turn when I roll up, spin around like a donut. Got a feeling that I can't lose. Show it off like it's new shoes.
I know everybody will tell you go to Voodoo Donuts in Portland. They're fine. We've been there. Butter Donuts, Blue Star. Now, it's not a cheap donut. They're about $5 a piece. This is a raspberry, rosemary, old-fashioned donut. It's dense. Their donuts are delicious. We have been here before. We're just getting one to split because we know we've been here and it's a lot of sugar. They have multiple locations in town. Hands down, one of our favorites in the country. They have really unique flavors. They call them donuts for adults or donuts for grown-ups because they use like bourbon and basil and all sorts of other unique flavors that maybe kids aren't gonna love. They don't use sprinkles in there, but they're all delicious. Every single one I've had there has been good.
Any good morning starts off with a donut, preferably a whole donut, but since we have a lot of food going on today, we're splitting our food.
It's good. I didn't want to split this up.
True love splits a donut.
Tests our marriage. I do need to say, Wild Blue Star is our favorite donut in town. I do want to note that the dough is probably not the best dough I've had in a donut. I mean, it's good, it's not bad, but it's the flavors that make the donut so good. So don't go in there thinking it's gonna be the most perfectly fluffy or dense donut. The dough's nice, it's solid, it's great. They have a great baker, but the flavors are what set it apart.
I call a friend and say I'd like to know what Sharon is thinking today.
So if you've ever wanted to visit the world's smallest park, all you have to do is come to this intersection. I'm in a median, and this little tree right here, I'll focus on it. There we go. This is Mill Ends Park, and it is the world's smallest park. I mean, I wouldn't suggest bringing your kids here because it's literally in between traffic. But if you like parks, then you need to cross this off your list. Portland is such an interesting city. So yes, if you want to spend time in the great outdoors, I would suggest coming to Mill Ends Park, the world's smallest park. Just be mindful of the traffic. I need to bring Kramer down here because he'd like that tree. This is what you think of when you think of Portland, or the Pacific Northwest in general. It's cloudy, rainy, the elements are out. The summers here are amazing. I mean, tomorrow is 80 degrees and sunny, but today, of course, it's rainy, and that is okay. So if you ever come to Portland and it rains, embrace it, because the city was kind of made for this. The whole Pacific Northwest was sort of made for this type of weather, and the people still get out. Everybody functions normal. They all know how to drive in the rain for the most part, but the rain and the clouds add this level of beauty in this area. It contrasts with the green trees and just the light skyscrapers. It's very, very beautiful. And so if you come here and it rains, don't be disappointed. embrace it. And don't get an umbrella because they say they can tell a tourist because you have an umbrella. You just gotta walk in it. It's fine. You'll get a little wet, and that's okay. All right, let's go on.
We're going to get coffee. And this is very like PNW weather. It's been so sunny all summer up here, but it is a little rainy today, so it's sort of put a damper on the filming plans. But that's okay. We're doing some makeshift, like talk to the camera when we can in the car kind of thing, so we don't get the camera all wet. We're gonna grab coffee at Sterling Coffee, and they roast their own coffee, which I like going to coffee shops where they roast their own so I can try something different. Can't go wrong with coffee in Portland. There is good coffee on just about every block. I mean, you are never far from a good coffee shop. We just sort of threw a dart at the map and picked one, and we landed on Sterling Coffee. Actually, this one came recommended, but you could just throw a dart at the map and there will be coffee there. For lunch today, we're doing Qué No tacos. This one was highly recommended. They have 2 locations in town. We're at the Mississippi Ave location. Let's go get tacos.
¿Por qué?
Making the world go, making the world go, making the world go round. Making the world go, making the world go, making the world go.
It's been a long time since we featured a taco place. We used to feature taco places all the time because it is one of our favorite types of food. But we had several people recommend Qué No tacos, and it was great. They're great little street tacos. I wouldn't say they're like street tacos, like traditional street tacos, but they were, smaller tacos. I'd say we each got 2 tacos. We're still a little bit hungry because we're gonna keep cruising and eating today to pace ourselves. Great tacos are about $4.50 each, but if you're looking for like a solid taco place, that's the one. There's 2 locations in town.
Okay, I know that was quick. We have a lot of places to go. Let's just go.
All right, so during peak summer months, you have to have a permit. It's only $2. It's by per car, not by person. So each car has to have a permit between the hours of like 9 to 6. And that's just because it gets really, really busy. It doesn't guarantee you a parking spot, but it does let you in if there is a parking spot. So you may have to circle. This is the most visited, I think, outdoor destination in the PNW, or maybe it's the most visited of all the PNW. It gets like 2.5 million visitors a year. It's a lot of people. It gets busy.
And in time, what you find is the time is who you spend it with. Joy is who you share it with. Who you share it with.
So one thing I had never really heard anybody say when talking about this fall is that it's right off the interstate. So I always assumed it was like a way hike out there, but no, you can hear helicopters. There's a helicopter going over. I hear semis, like engine braking on the interstate. It is beautiful. I didn't know it was on the interstate though until we drove east recently, and I looked off to my right, like, that's the waterfall right there. I had no idea. It's busy. It's close to the interstate. Don't come here for peace and relaxation, but it is really cool and it's really pretty. It is the most visited site in the PNW for a reason, but just come prepared.
So we're coming at the very end of the permit season, which means that the waterfall isn't as powerful as it normally is. It's just kind of running out, towards the end of the summer. So if you come here earlier in the year, you'll probably see it raging. You've probably seen photos where it's raging, but right now, it's still beautiful.
Very rewarding for how little work it takes to get here. I like that pretty much anyone can get up here, trail up to the falls to actually get on Benson Bridge right there, which is the main concrete bridge. There are steps to get up to that part. It's paved the whole way. I've seen lots of elderly people doing it. Just there's handrails along a lot of it, so it is pretty accessible. But if you're in a wheelchair or you have a stroller, you can only really approach the lower viewing point, which is, I think, the best view of the falls. So it's pretty inclusive for everyone. I like that about it, because I think a lot of times people visit the Northwest, and if you're in a wheelchair, you have a stroller, you may miss waterfalls, and this is one that's incredible. It's pretty open to everyone.
Who you share it with.
Dinner time. We're doing barbecue. I would never have thought barbecue in Portland I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a very barbecue city. But we asked y'all where to go, and we had multiple people say Matt's Barbecue. So we're gonna do Matt's Barbecue off of Mississippi Avenue. But the best part is we're meeting up with one of my oldest and dearest friends and her husband. He's a good friend too now. So let's go.
Some of you may be thinking, Portland, vegan. That's true. There are some meat options here. And not that we're huge meat eaters. We always feel like we have to give this disclaimer because we have a lot of people in our audience who are vegans. No offense to you, but you may want to skip forward just a tad because this is a barbecue place. But I'm sure, being Portland, they probably do have vegan options. I don't care who you are. If Guy Fieri spray painted his little face on the side of your building, it's probably pretty good.
We're doing Matt's Barbecue tonight. We both ordered pulled pork, but we actually got ribs, so that was a mistake. But it's okay because it was more to try. So we got ribs, pulled pork sandwich, and then queso mac and cheese. I'd be okay just with that, but. That's good. Pepper, jalapeno, something's in it. It's warm. The green chili, is that what it is?
Queso.
Queso.
It is.
Everything good. And I must eat it. For the camera.
Is that potato salad?
Yeah.
And look at
You
these
want to get the whole
crazy
experience.
things you got.
Oh my
These
god.
are smoked and pickled jalapeno.
What?
You want some of this since you got.
So our friends here in Portland said they've lived here, but they've also lived in the South, and this is the closest thing to Southern food that you can get here in Portland.
This part of town, from the south.
Oh, really?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
10 plus a 10.
As you can tell, we've done a number on it. It's delicious. The meat is wonderful, but I think the macaroni is my favorite. Hands down. It's spicy. It's a good queso macaroni.
their meat's really tender. If you like, they have different like sauces that you can do, a bunch of mustard and vinegar based, but their meat, you can tell they refined it. It's very well done.
It's good food. I'm very full. I'm very sleepy. Good barbecue. And that's coming from a southerner.
100% well worth the stop. And if you don't want barbecue, they had plenty of other food trucks around that you could get any other type of food that you want. All right, let's go.
Okay, twisted croissant, the best croissant I have had.
Today, I wanted to eat a croissant.
Probably ever. It was so good. I've never been to France, so cut me some slack there, but that was an amazing croissant. This place can highly recommend it, and I completely understand why. We got the raspberry rose cruffin, and then we also got the cinnamon and cardamom roll, which was like a croissant cinnamon roll with a hint of chai almost. It was so good, but the cruffin was really good. Just know there's no easy way to eat it. You're gonna look like an animal eating it.
It would be different if other people were also cooking.
We just were like back in the corner of the shop, just like covered over, like destroying this cruffin. It's good.
We would have filmed ourselves eating the reaction because the reactions were really good. Do not sleep on this place. But the inside was pretty tiny, and we didn't want to interrupt everybody else eating with us filming ourselves.
And we look disgusting. It's like it falls apart and it's all flaky and it's cinnamony. It's just everything that makes it good makes it messy. Just know that.
For real, one of the best places we've had, and I know it's going to be a short segment just because of what we filmed here, but you have to go here.
It's worth it.
Every list in Portland says come to Powell's, and there's a reason. It's huge, great book selection. It's one of the nicest bookstores probably in America. There's a reason why Powell's is on every list. And I'm sorry I'm whispering, but it's a bookstore. You have to be quiet. It's not a library, but it's still pretty quiet. So if you come to Portland, make sure you come to Powell's. It's definitely worth a visit.
This is a must visit. This is no secret when you come to Portland. Powell's City of Book, largest independent bookstore in the world. There's actually two things that Portland holds the Guinness World Records for. They have the biggest of something and the smallest of something. This great bookstore, I actually got lost in there and I've been here several times. It's fun just to roam around. I love this place. Khao Gai is my favorite Thai dish. It's actually pretty simple, but when done right, is full of flavor. This poached chicken dish is served over a top of rice with a sauce on the side that you use to cover the chicken and rice in whatever amount you prefer. It's always served with this broth soup and with cucumber and cilantro on the side. Like I said, it's simple, but it's delicious. So good. I'm not sure what all is in the sauce, like Asian ginger for sure. It's not spicy as you think to it, but not overwhelming. I think anybody can handle it. It's not just the food that attracted us to this spot in Portland, though. Nong, who started this restaurant, arrived in America from Thailand in 2003 with $70 to her name. She worked in one of Portland's best Thai restaurants as she saved and planned for her own future food truck. Her idea has always been simple: perfect a dish and serve it to the people of Portland. She now serves her famous Khao Gai in 2 different shops in the city. I think everybody knows Salt and Straw is from Portland. Yes, they've expanded other places. Salt and Straw is classic Portland food. It's dessert, but it's really good ice cream. And then it's our last thing, and we're heading out of town after this. So I think we're going out of Portland on a sweet note. We each got a single scoop split, which is more than a single scoop, and a waffle cone because it's very photographable. But on top, I got a raspberry watermelon sorbet. I'm not even usually a sorbet person. It's really good. And then the bottom one is baked brie and fig cheesecake. That sorbet is really good.
Yeah?
And that's dairy free. It's actually vegan, so for vegan people, you can do that one.
What about mine?
What did you get?
Chocolate cookie dough and...
And then he also got chocolate gooey brownie. I may get these names slightly wrong, but the idea is there. He got the traditionals, and they're good.
She keeps eating mine, so
I had one bite.
trust her on the sorbet if you must. Traditional is the way to go. All right, see you guys. For behind the scenes and extra content, you can head on over to our Patreon community. Otherwise, be sure to follow on Instagram or like and subscribe here. It really helps creators like us.